Hello, and welcome to another episode of Atomic Martian Toy Reviews. In tonight's episode, we are going to review S.I.C, Kiwami Tamashii, Momotaros, and Den-O Sword Form. And from KO Toys, Blue Konvoy.
Mm-hmm.
So
stay tuned for this exciting Japanese-filled episode. Namaste. Alright, first things first, we're doing another contest. This contest is sponsored by RadarToys.com, and we are giving away a Funko computer sitter. Basically, it's Batman, and he will chill on top of your monitor and judge you as you browse the internet. So, all you have to do to enter this contest is go to our Facebook page and press like or follow our Facebook page. And the address is right here on the bottom of the screen. So, yep, check it out here. And if you already like or follow our Facebook page, no need to enter. You're already entered. So, cool. Thanks. We appreciate it. So anyway, make sure you enter this contest. This thing's really cool, and you can win it. Courtesy of Radar Toys and Atomic Martians.
Woo!
So. All right, first up, we have the Kamen Rider Japanese figures. S.I.C. Japanese figures. The one I have in my hand is the Masked Rider Den-O Sword Form.
And I have Momotaros Imagin. I don't know what Imagin means. Or Imagin.
Imagine?
Imagine? Oh. I'm probably just overthinking it.
Probably.
Anyway, yeah, I've got...
It's not actually written in Japanese. That
no,
part.
it's not. Anyway. I always just call him Momotaros. I have Momotaros here. And he looks effing sweet.
Yep. Yeah, so this guy, Masked Rider Den-O Sword Form. I've never actually seen these before. This is the first time when Jay brought them over tonight. I was like, wow, these are cool. I've seen the bigger ones. I've seen the more like 5-6 inch tall ones.
Yes, fig arts.
Yeah, the fig arts.
These are by Bandai's brand S.I.C, which I believe is Super Imagin Chogokin. Don't quote me.
It sounds right to me,
sounds
but
about
I don't know
it's
shit
got
about
the
this
initials right, damn it. But these are like a small, kind of 4-inch figure. It's super posable, very neat. And they're obviously from the Masked Rider line.
Now, I don't know anything about these figures, but I do know a lot about 3 3/4 inch figures or 4-inch tall figures. So my knowledge should help with this review. I hope, anyway, or else I won't really have a whole lot to contribute to this review. So, I don't know. What do you say we get these open and check them out?
Let's do that, yeah.
Alright, we have these out of the package, and let me just say these are pretty badass. For the most part. Yeah. What do you guys say?
I think these are pretty sweet. I, as you all know, am not a very big fan of small figures. I like them.
He likes them big.
Like my SUV, I like them big.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to go somewhere else with it, didn't you? Well, I'm not I'm not Matt, and I'm not going to go there.
Yep.
Anyway, I really like these guys, especially for being like a roughly 4-inch figure. They're small, tons of detail, lots of articulation. You get obviously some great poses out of them.
Yep. Now I'm not noticing too many new articulation points. In fact, they don't have a lot of obviously these aren't SH Fig Arts figures. They're made by a different company, so they're not going to have a lot of the same characteristics as SH Fig Arts figures. But I was kind of hoping that maybe they might have the upper thigh that can extend out so they could do the super high kicks or whatever. But I'm not seeing that here. In fact, most of the articulation is stuff that I'm accustomed to seeing here in the United States with like the Marvel Universe figures and stuff. But overall, the detail on these things are ridiculous. Just the paint apps and all the little details and stuff they put on the figures are absolutely the sculpting, the paint, everything just looks top of the line and looks fantastic.
And what's neat to me is that they're not really reusing too many parts, to be honest. I mean, for the most part, a lot of this stuff's a brand new tool.
Yeah.
Just looking at this Den-O sword form, even just in the arms,
Yeah.
You can obviously see a completely different sculpt. That's very great to see out of a small figure like this. It's so easy just to say, okay, we need an elbow joint, so everybody gets the same elbow joint, and we'll slightly change the armor. And honestly, I think to collectors, that's what makes these figures so much more valuable and so much more sought after, is because they don't reuse a lot of those same parts.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the accessories. Now, my guy comes with a bunch of stuff. Yours doesn't come with as much
Not quite as
stuff.
much.
But mine comes with like this pretty rocking sword, and of course it has the chrome red on the sword and some chrome colored blue in there and silver. And then he comes with these two. I don't even know what these are. What are these? Like little.
I have no idea because I never watched Den-O.
Yeah, but they clip on the side, but they don't clip on very well. They tend to fall off a
real
lot.
easy, so I was
just not even messing with them. Yeah,
we just took them off.
Yeah, and it looks like they have two more of the same thing, only they have like blades on them. And then he comes with 4 hands, and one of them is a thumbs up. So
he can do our favorite pose in the world.
Yep. And I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that like a card or like a?
Looks like a card.
Yeah,
I think he's supposed to hold it.
Yeah, some type of card or something.
A picture on the back or not?
Yeah, I've never watched Kamen Rider before.
You're missing out. No.
Yeah, I probably should start watching it, but I got a lot of other stuff I need to watch too. So, so he comes with a lot of different accessories, and it's great to have all these different hands and stuff, so you can really customize your figure, and he won't look exactly the same as everyone else's. Yeah. And what's your guy?
Momotaros here. He actually has 2 different upper faces. The jaw's the same, but he has kind of happy eyes and kind of angry eyes, which I think is very neat. And then he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 different hands, 2 for plus the 2 that he already has on with him, so to make a total of 3 different pairs of hands. We've got fist, open splayed hand, half open for the sword. So a little bit of everything there. And then of course this really cool demon looking sword.
Yeah.
And you can. I think what's neat about these figures really is just the posability. You can get them in some neat, some,
you can
Indian style sitting down poses or whatever you're looking for.
There's a couple of points of articulation which I wish they kind of had incorporated. Mainly the ankle kind of side swivel almost. So when you really do like the stretched out leg poses and stuff like that, you can have his like half of his foot isn't off the surface. It's actually sitting flat. He doesn't have that feature, which I think is a little disappointing. I figured a figure like this, especially a ninja style figure, should pretty much be the standard now.
Yeah.
But I guess they haven't gotten to that point yet where they started adding that to some of their figures.
Yeah.
And also I think figures like these really should come with display bases, and neither one of them come with a display base. So,
yeah.
But they actually do stand up on their own very well.
Oh, very much so, yeah. And I kind of have to agree with that display bases, especially for as much as you're paying for them. Yes, I understand it's an import, but we're not paying that much for a figure regardless.
Yeah, when they're running about $15 plus a piece plus shipping,
I think something like that would be a nice little extra. I guess you could kind of take out the backboard here and use that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a peg or anything
exactly.
on it.
I think something, even just like a stand to be on, like the
just like even like a little clear stand or something like that. Yeah, something that just to get that extra posability, so that you can do some like really cool poses with him without him like falling over or whatever.
Totally.
In fact, they don't even have like holes in the bottom of their feet. So.
Well, it's Japan over there. Different culture over there. They don't need pegs.
I guess so. I guess they like it when all their figures fall off.
Over
like,
there.
They walk into the room and it's like the shells are like crashing down on top of them.
Hey, when Godzilla comes, it doesn't matter if they're on a peg or not. They're falling over.
That's true.
So little Ichiro's over there chopping on his bonsai tree, eating some General Tso's chicken.
Yeah.
And Dad walks in the room and his finger falls down, and he's used to it.
Yeah. So anyway. So, I mean, these aren't, by any stretch of the imagination, completely perfect. I mean, obviously, there's certain things that I would like to see from them. But in the 3 3/4 inch scale figures, I think these are freaking awesome.
They're pretty sweet.
The detail, like I said, the detail is amazing. And I do like a lot of the posability that they do include. So, whatever. This guy looks like a freaking demon. Yeah, like, if you ever need a demon for any of your dioramas or anything like that, or Satan or whatever, just buy this figure because he is perfect. to be Satan or
the devil.
yeah, basically. Yeah. So that's it.
You can see him sodomizing Steve Rogers now.
Yes. Oh, you think Red Skull was dangerous? Come here.
Guess what's going up there next?
Yeah.
The sword!
Okay. So, anything else on these?
Nope.
Nope. Check them out. Where did you get these from? Where were these purchased? Do you
eBay.
know? Oh, they're off eBay.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, you can get them at BBTS.
Oh, okay.
You go to BigBadToyStore.com. Actually, I have 2 on pre-order coming in, so we might do some more of these down the road. I think they're pretty cool.
I think they're cool. Yeah, I'd love to.
I've got a couple more coming in January, I think. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Whatever.
You can get these at BBTS.
All right.
Go there since they're our affiliate.
Yep. Check them out. All right. Next up for the Japanese episode of AtomicMartian Tour Reviews, we have
Yamaha.
Blue Konvoy. With a K. They can't, I guess they couldn't translate very well.
They could not, no. Or they'd get sued if they used a C.
I thought Blue Konvoy was like a made-up character. He's not.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. Maybe using convoy in this. I don't know. I don't know the legal ramifications. I'm not.
Are there any? I don't think Japan actually has any trademarks or anything, or copyrights.
Well,
so how will they get sued? Yeah.
I have no idea. Well, then fuck it. Anyway, this is Cold Multiverse Blue Konvoy that I purchased from KO Toys. This is obviously a third-party Transformers manufacturer. I picked this one up online because I thought the Blue Optimus looked really cool.
Now they're still using like Takara and Hasbro molds.
Yes.
When they make these, but they're using their own plastics.
They're using their own plastics. I forget what it's called. I think it's called a cold cast or something that they do. Okay. I think, hence the cold. Anyway, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on any of this. But it's very interesting. And like I said, as you can see, it's all third party. I kind of dig it. They make their own box and everything. On the front here, you have a picture of Blue Konvoy. Yeah. Staring back at you. You have Cold and you have Blue Konvoy written in here. What I like is that the letters are all that kind of metallic. It sparkles and shines so that it looks really cool in your bookcase.
I'm surprised most of it is actually written in English.
Yeah. Well, I guess they know who they're selling it to. Yeah. It tells you right here in the corner, Voyager class. It also tells you the number in the series, LE10. Then on the side, Blue Konvoy, same with the other. And then on the back, you have some pictures of the figure going from complete vehicle mode transformed into robot mode. Again, a pretty nice box, and these are actually raised pictures, so they actually come off there a little bit.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
And then, of course, as you saw earlier, the top opens up, and you have a picture, or not a picture, you actually have the vehicle mode of the Transformer already right there.
Plastic, and a description.
A description of their character right here, which I think is pretty neat, because it's not just saying it's a Blue Optimus, it's saying that Blue Konvoy is a different character altogether. And that's actually part of what goes on with all this stuff. There's a lot of different companies out there that do these. Fans Project does a lot of
and in fact, like Takara and Hasbro kind of turned a blind eye to a lot of the stuff. They don't really crack down on a lot of the knockoff like Transformer figures, companies that make them. In fact, like if you go to like a BotCon or something like that, you'll actually see a lot of these like out in the open, and a lot of the companies that make them like have booths and stuff like that. And they don't really even try to shut them down. They get pissed if they're making a knockoff of something that's like recently released or something that's like out in stores right now. Because that's competing directly with Hasbro and Takara. But if it's something that came out like a while ago or whatever, they seem to not really care that much. So that gives the collector the chance to get something that looks a lot like the classic figures, but has cool features that are different than the classic figure. Like a lot of the Seekers are like multicolored and weird colors that you'll never like Hasbro would never make like a neon green Seeker. But KO Toys can.
And you know who wants neon green Seekers? These guys right here. Yep.
But yeah, I love the box art. I mean, Japanese stuff is hit and miss as far as the box. A lot of times it's just like a very basic shell with a bunch of Japanese writing all over it, and you could tell it's a very cheap box.
Yeah.
But you could tell they actually put a lot of time and effort to make this thing look really cool, especially as even just keeping the box as a display piece, which I really like. I thought I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this.
Yeah.
Actually.
Again, this could very easily be displayed. The box itself could be on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Very easily displayed on there.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What do you say we get them open and
Let's do it.
check them out? We got this badass mofo out of package, and here he is. What can I say? This guy is pretty freaking sick. Yeah. I love the weapons. The weapons look awesome that he's carrying. And the paint combinations for this figure is just unreal. I mean, he actually kind of looks like a Decepticon. If it wasn't for the Autobot symbols on his shoulders or whatever, I would assume that he's a Decepticon figure. But that's how badass this figure looks. Yeah, I don't know.
I have to agree 100% on this thing. He looks awesome. In the package, I wasn't sure. I was kind of iffy. But once you get him to bot mode, which is the most important mode anyway, he looks awesome. Yeah. And it's once you transform him, it's very easy to see why this particular sculpt and mold is so popular.
Yeah.
Because it really does the best job of giving you the Gen 1 look and feel without, number one, having to go to a masterpiece, and also without having to settle for problems here and there.
Yeah.
This one really does do the best job.
He does. Now, I was a little suspicious because they listed this as a Voyager class figure, and of course in the box and vehicle mode, I was like, well, that doesn't quite size up to most Voyager class figures. But once you transform him, get him into robot mode, he actually has the size and girth of standard Voyager class. He might be a hair smaller than some of the ones that have been coming out recently, but yeah, he definitely doesn't look too small or shrunken down with other Voyager class Transformer figures.
Very cool. Let's talk about the paint a little bit, I think.
Yeah, overall I like the paint. There are a few bad spots.
Yeah, there are some apps that are kind of weak. One that we'll point out right now is this tire here.
Yeah.
Got some silver on there. Don't know how that happened.
Yeah. You might be able to scrape that off, but I don't know. And some of the you can see some brush strokes and stuff like that on the tires too.
Yeah.
And on the black.
Also, even on some of the areas like the blue of the cab.
Yeah.
On these little doors here that move around, it looks like they got kind of like a little splatter effect or something on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, it's a lot darker than the actual molded blue plastic of the rest of the figure, which kind of takes away from it. Not so much when he's transformed into robot mode, but when he's in vehicle mode.
Yeah, it looks awkward. It looks a little weird looking. Yeah.
Really, those are the big major ones. There's a few little things here and there, but nothing too.
But honestly, for an independent company, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, you can't complain very much at all.
I mean, these aren't mass produced like Hasbro makes them. So, having some paint splashes here and there or some streaks or whatever isn't that big of a deal. Especially since, there's some paint apps on this figure that are perfect. So, yeah.
Exactly.
And the joints seem very stiff, too.
They're not too bad.
Yeah, they're not too bad. You can actually give them some poses. Some of the biggest complaints about KO Toy stuff is their loose joints. Sometimes the figures, like after you transform them once or twice, their arms are flopping around, their legs are flopping around and stuff like that. This figure doesn't seem to suffer from that. He seems to, most of his joints seem to be pretty stiff. You can get some really cool poses out of them.
Yeah.
And we've only transformed him once, but I don't think you're going to have too many issues with them.
No. The only place I'm having any real major problems right now are just on these little flaps that come from the cab again. Mm-hmm. The same ones that are painted look a little bit too dark are also probably the flimsiest of the joints.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't kind of click into place, but there's no place for them to kind of snap onto the arm like
exactly.
that.
I would
which I think would be more of a modern Transformer feature. I think.
Yeah, considering this initial mold came out of, I want to say 2006 is about when it came out, the initial mold. And at that time, the Transformers line was really suffering from stuff like the Armada and Energon lines that came out right before that. And really at that time, I had noticed Hasbro really was having problems with the figures, mostly in articulation. Mm-hmm. And it was just a messy time. So I'm sure that at that particular moment in time, they were still just trying to get a grasp. They were happy to get a good figure like this out.
Mm-hmm. But he's lacking in certain parts that have become standard with the modern generations and even some of the movie lines and stuff.
Yeah, to be honest, I might even try. I don't know if you can, but just try to remove these little doors because he's going to be in robot mode most of the time anyway.
Yeah, I mean they kind of add a little bit to him, but I think you could take them off and not. It wouldn't really hamper his appearance that much.
The only thing it would take away from is when he does boxing glove mode here.
Yeah. Now another thing, we're almost positive when we got everything transformed. We're almost positive that his hands are actually upside down.
Oh yeah.
Once you put the guns in place, it's not noticeable, but it is a little weird. Because we're transforming, we're like, wait, do we have the arm upside down? Are we like not doing this right? But then we're like, no, we're doing it right. It's the hand. The hand is actually upside down, and it's on both sides too.
Is this right?
Yeah.
Well, no, the fingers are on that side.
Yeah.
But the thumb's right here.
Yeah. So it was a little awkward. Once you get the guns in his hands, you won't notice it anymore. Yeah. But that's kind of like a little defect where you're like, that's kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, that's one thing. I mentioned earlier when we were putting this figure transforming him. Since third party, I'm surprised that there weren't more like individual screw heads or anything that you could actually tighten down. Yeah. I think that would be a big advantage to a figure like this if there were some smaller screw heads in there, even.
Or even like a socket wrench, something.
Yeah,
you could stick
something
a socket
just crank it down or to make it a little bit easier even to take and flip parts around. You know, that would be nice and very easy and great, but
yeah.
Again, nothing's perfect, and I can't expect, this is much more than I expected from a third party.
Yeah. Now, one feature I did really like, and I guess I assume it's part of the original figure, but I never got the original one, was the fact that he does have like a rib swivel right underneath the windshields here. He does swivel, so you can get some really cool poses with that, and also he still has a waist swivel too. Ooh. So you can turn the waist, and also you can turn the ribs. So you can have him kind of doing like some...
He could be running in one direction, and then turning in a completely other direction.
Exactly. He could turn and shoot, basically. He basically do a 360.
And he
can be running forward and shooting behind him.
So why not? Because he's a robot.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
He doesn't have any internal organs or anything that you're going to get.
No. Some wires might get crossed, but that's it.
Well, they just cross right back when he goes around. The other way.
They did a really good job with the decal. Well, that's not even a decal. That's like painted on, like the little.
They did like an Autobot symbol on each shoulder.
Yeah, which I don't really. I can understand how they can get away with using the same molds of figures or whatever. Basically copying the parts and recasting the molds. But I don't know how they can get away with using the logos, and that's one thing that I might have to do a little bit more research on. But I'm very surprised when I open this figure up and I saw the Autobot logo, and I'm like, I'm surprised that Hasbro doesn't say something about that.
Hasbro didn't crack down like the hand of God on these guys.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, for third party, I mean, the think that these are, I mean, I'm sure they have a factory or a warehouse that they turn them out in, but the fact that somebody decided to start their own business and make their own Transformers figures or whatever, and all of a sudden to be able to churn out something of this good quality is pretty remarkable. Actually, I think that's awesome that they could do that.
The cockles of my heart.
It does. It does. The independent toy collector spirit. The little man being able to rise up and compete with the big guys or whatever, or rip off the big guys.
Yeah. Take your pick. We're not picky.
No. But I would highly recommend this, especially this figure, and I would probably highly recommend ordering other stuff through KO Toys if you're a huge Transformers fan, because they are really making some cool stuff. Wow. And but be patient and be understandable that not everything they're going to make is going to be 100% perfect, and it may take you a long time to get it.
Yeah.
So it is coming from, I guess,
Hong Kong or wherever.
Hong Kong, yeah, China. So, but they do really try to make a good quality product. So, more power to them. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that they exist.
Yep.
So, but yeah, this is it. You can get these at kotoys.com, and I think Big Bad Toy Store sells some of these. They don't sell a lot of them, but I think they sell a few.
Don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I know they do some of those, like I was telling you, Fans Project Causality stuff. They do some of those, but I don't know if they do KO stuff.
Yeah. But you can just go to kotoys.com. The website's a little funky. It's a little hard to navigate, but once you figure it out, once you mess with it,
once you find what you like, you're
good. Yeah. And the seekers they make are really awesome too.
Oh my gosh!
So I would check those out. All right, this has been a Double J episode of Atomic Martian Toy Reviews. Matt couldn't make it tonight. I think he had
his vagina.
All of his Johns called him, and they needed service like the same night.
ASAP.
So,
Unfortunately, his vagina was just so sore he couldn't even walk.
No, he definitely couldn't sit down. But yeah, me and Jay knocked it out. We did these awesome Japanese toys. It won't be the last time we do probably any of these. Actually, I like these a lot actually myself, so I might actually order a couple of those. And I like knockoffs. Knockoffs are awesome. So
we like to knock them off.
Yep. Make sure you check out our sponsors like RadarToys.com,
BigBagToyStore.com,
TenaciousToys.com,
TShortBordello.com.
Yep. And make sure you can go to our website, AtomicMartians.com, and that has all of our links to everything. And don't forget to enter the contest. All you have to do is go to the Facebook page, and I think it's either like or follow, whatever. It's Facebook.com/AtomicMartians. And just follow us or whatever, and it enters you in the contest, and you already follow us, and cool, thanks. Appreciate it. And tell your friends, and tell your
make sure to watch us on YouTube and leave lots of comments.
Yeah, leave lots of comments. We'll talk about you.
Because every Sunday I go there and I'll start looking at them to see how many we got.
Mm-hmm.
I like to read Jarrell's comments. Mm-hmm. They're funny.
They are. Yeah, actually. There's Giga Steam has been posting some funny ones.
Yeah.
Of course, Chuck Dog 1999 likes to correct pretty much any mistake that we make.
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Like we said before, I'm the walking Wikipedia, not an encyclopedia, so I'm never 100% right.
Yeah, that's right. But if we make any errors, just scroll down through the comments, and if you see Chuck Dog 1999, then he is probably correcting some improper stuff that we've said during the episode. So which is all the time. So anyway, this has been another exciting episode. I think this is episode 48 now, isn't it?
It beats me.
Yeah. 2 more till 50. Yeah. Then we can sign up for ARP.
Yeah. Hot diggity damn.
All right. Peace.
Later.